We're here with Michael Harper of Harper Motors, looking at what really matters when you get your car serviced. So, Michael, there are several key factors as to why your customers come back to you year after year. I've been coming to you to get my car serviced for 25 years this year, actually. What are the main reasons why people come back to you again and again?
I think it's honesty plays a big part in it. Product knowledge is also another factor too. And I think basically our passion for cars and repairing cars also is there. And we go out of our way, just go the extra mile really to sort of look after our customers, try and help them out as best as we can, and as reasonably price as we can, just so that they can keep their car basically going.
I know that you've got specialist equipment to help you look after the VW, Audi, Skoda range of cars, which is an important reason why you've specialised in that area.
Yeah, I think now, as technology has moved on immensely from when I very first started, having the right diagnostic equipment is a major part of the garage tool chest now, because basically misdiagnosis can either be very, very expensive for you and very time consuming, but it also means at the end of the day that that somebody has to pay for that misdiagnosis. And so having the right diagnostic equipment, and we chose very, very carefully when we were looking at replacing the existing basic diagnostic set that we had, which way to go forward. And the one we chose has proved to be very, very successful. Yeah.
So you've been in business for many years. You've got many years of experience. I know that you've been actually had your own business servicing cars for even longer than I've known you, about 30 years now. You've got all the diagnostic equipment, which means that you don't have to go to the main dealer to find out what's wrong with the car. You can do the diagnostics here. One other factor, which obviously is a key one for someone like myself and the family I have, is that you're able to do things at a much lower cost than the main dealers. Why is that? Why can you afford to do things for so much less than a main dealer, and yet you're giving the same level of service?
Mainly because our overheads are a lot lower. We don't have people in nice suits on the front desk to introduce themselves to them. People come into the garage and come directly to myself or Chris, and we are the ones who not only have got to sort of put their cars right, but also explain to them what's wrong. And so therefore when you go into a main dealership, you speak to the man at the desk who says, well, this is what was wrong with your car, madam. And basically if you sort of said, well, can I speak to the bloke who actually done it, you'd probably be sort of told, well, they're not available, or it's not practice, you deal with us. Whereas obviously in our garage, we're the ones who basically you talk to, we're the ones who've got to take the can for anything that goes wrong. And so I think people appreciate that the service that we provide, and the fact that we are looking out for their best interests, as well as obviously for us looking at making sure that the customer comes back time after time.
Which brings us back to the concept of trustworthy. I know from my own experience working with you, when I've had things go wrong with my car, sometimes I've thought, oh my god, that sounds expensive, and you've said, no, it's just this little belt needs tightening, or this little bit here needs doing. And there's other times when I thought, well, it's not running really well, and you've had to do some real diagnostics on it. From my point of view, I wouldn't know whether or not what you're doing, where it goes through, but I always know you're going to be the right person to ask if there's something gone wrong.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think I'm in exactly the same boat too, because if my central heating goes wrong at home, I have to call a plumber out, and so therefore when the plumber comes out, you have to put trust in him that he knows what he's doing, and that he's going to put it right as fairly, cost effectively as he can. And the same goes for sort of us in the garage trade, is that we have customers that have been with us since we've started, and that's 30 years ago. and so in some ways, we know we're doing things right, and I think that's sort of as much as we really can really do.
Great.